Hello students. So in the previous class we have started with this chapter and that is chapter first, that is food, where does it come from. So we discussed about that of the food student, that what is the food, how can we define the food, what are the different kind of food items are there which is available for us, and why there is a need of food to us. Okay, what happens if suppose we are not eating a food for a while. So we studied not only about the food student, but we also study about the food item also. Okay, so food items or that of the food ingredients are what is when the different kind of atoms, when the different kind of the food, when they are mixed together, then there is a production of, or we can say it will gives a new kind of a food item, and that we call it as a dish. Okay, so for that we use the term that is dish. So ingredients are what, student? For making a dish, whatever the different kind of other food items we are using it, that is known as ingredients. So different food items by which we prepare a new dish, that is known as food items. Then we discuss, students, about that of the sources of the food. So we are taking food, and from where we are taking this food, that is decided by the sources of the food. So what are the different sources of the food, students? These are plants and that of the animals. Plant source, students, so you see plants, they are the major source. Okay, so they give us everything, like that of the rice is there, or dal is there, or wheat is there, or vegetables. Okay, not only this, oils it include everything, student, like that of the groundnut oil, then that of the mustard oil, etc. Olive oil, different kind of oil. Then not only this, student, but spices. These spices also, like that of a cardamom, or that of the cloves are there, students. Okay, so etc. So these are what? These are the different kind of spices also that we get from the plants. Now if we talk about that of the animals, students, so in case of animals are also a good source of the food. Okay, so not only it is the plant which provide us food to us, but the animals also they provide food to us. How? First one is animals, they provide milk. Okay, then eggs, then meat, then honey. So you see that all the things that is written here, including that of the milk is there, or eggs are there, or meat are there, or honey is there, student. All these are what we obtain from that of the animals only. We extract it from that of the animals. Now if we talk about the milk, student, so from where we get this milk, student? Animals. Milk producing animals are there, like that of a cow is there, or buffalo is there. Okay, goat is there, student, camel is there. So these are the animals which give milk to us. We cannot obtain milk from that of the plant only. It is the animal only which provides us milk, and you know that milk is what? It is rich in calcium, as well as it consisting of all the basic nutrient which is important for us. So milk is very important for us. So we obtain milk from that of the goat, from the cow, from buffalo, from camel, from sheep. So all the from goat, from that of the camel, cow and buffalo. So all these animals are what, student? These are basically the animals which are which used to give the milk to us. If we talk about the eggs, students, so you see there are animals which gives eggs to us like hen, okay, or chicken. So you see here, student, hen are what? They are the animals which provide the eggs to us, as well as hen also provide chicken to us. So chicken is what? It comes in a meat. So we will write here hen again. Okay. So adult female chicken is known as hen, and hen, it provides eggs to us, as well as it will provide chicken to us, which we eat as a meat. Finally, you see here, student, honey. So this honey, which is a very important liquid, you can say, because it is a very this liquid is very nutritious and very good for us, for our health. So that we obtain from the honeybee. Okay, honeybee, they used to prepare this honey by taking the nectar from the flower. What is nectar, students? The juice of the flower is known as nectar. So we can write it, this honey, basically you see, is obtained by honeybee. Honeybee they prepare it by using nectar of the flower. Flower juice of the sweet juice of flower. So we can write it sweet juice So honey is obtained by that of the honeybee, and honeybee is prepared by using the nectar of the flower, that is the sweet juice of the flower. Now you see here, student, if we talk about the animal sources again, so milk, cow, buffalo, you know that they are the animals which provide milk to us, and that also consisting of the nutrient which are very useful for us. Eggs, they are given by the hen. Egg also is consisting of a protein, like that of the meat is also, student, meat is also it is a protein rich. So hen is there, even you can say fish is also, and honeybee, honey is a liquid which we obtain from that of the honeybee. They prepare it by using the nectar, that is the sweet juice. Now we will discuss the next topic, and that is plant products. So if we talk about the plant product, students, so that it is what the plants, the vegetables, the different food item that we get from that of the plant. So you see here, student, this food items basically we obtain it, whether it will include the vegetables, whether it will include that of the pulses and all, students. They are we obtain this different kind of vegetables and that of the food from the different parts of the plant. So we can write it plant part as food. Plant parts as food. So if we talk about the plant parts, students, so the different parts of the plant which include the root, which include that of the stem or leaves or fruits or seeds. So what are these, students? These are the parts of the plant, right? And in every different kind of a plants, we eat the different part of that particular plant. It means that maybe in a plant we are eating the root of that particular plant, okay, or in a particular plant we are eating the stem of that plant, or we are eating the leaf of that plant, or we are taking the fruits of the plant, or we are consuming the seeds of the plant. So these are the different parts of the plant, and these different parts we use it as a food that we will going to study in this topic. Plant part as a food. So different part of the plant which we consume it, which we use it as a food. Okay. So we will start with the root. Okay. Root. Plant part as root. So there are different kind of a plant, student, and whose root we consume as a food. Okay, so the different plants from which we eat the root part of the plants. In a very easy language, we can say, the students, that the plant in which we consume the root as an edible part, the edible part of the plant is the root, is we are going to study in this. So here there are different types of a plant in which the edible part is root. Now see here, student, what is edible? Edible means the thing, which we can eat it. Okay, so the part which we can eat, which can be eaten. Okay, that is known as edible. Okay, so you see here, student, these are the different types of the plants in which the edible part is the root. Now what are the different types of the plant, student? So you see, carrot is there, turnip is there, and sweet potato is there. So these are what? These are the roots of the plant. These are the plants in which we eat the root. Actually, that we are consuming it, we are eating turnip and all. We ourselves are not knowing that it is the which part of the plant. This is actually the root of the plant. So examples in which we are eating the root of the plant or the root of the plant is edible are carrot, turnip, beetroot, so beet, then radish and sweet potato. Okay, so you see here, student, carrot, turnip, beetroot, radish, sweet potato. These all are the plant in which the edible part is root. So here these plants the root of the plant in all these crops, including the carrot, including the turnip, beet, radish, sweet potato. Okay. Now we will move to the next one, in which we will study that the plant part, the edible part of the plant is stem. The plant in which we eat the stem of the plant. Okay. So plant stem as a part, stem as a food. So we can write it part, stem as a root. Part, stem as a root. Stem as food. Okay. So this is a part of the plant, the stem part of the plant, which we consume as a food. That is the part plant stem as a food. Okay. So we can write here plant stem. So we can write it the stem part of the plant that we eat or consume as food. Okay. What does that mean? That in these crops, these plants or crops, the edible part is stem. So in this case, students, you see the stem, we are eating the stem of the plant, or the stem is the edible part of the plant. We can also say that, student, that these plants, they store their food in the stem of the plant, or we can say that the plant, the stem which store the food of the plant, that is the, we can say that is the plant stem as a food. Okay. So the the food is the stored at the stem of that of the plant, that is the edible portion is the stem of the plant. Now what are the different examples, student, in which the food is stored in the stem of the plant? So examples are, you can see the example, student, garlic, ginger is there, then onion, turmeric, okay, potato. So you see, student, all these things, they are the modified form in which the food is basically stored in the stem of that of the plant. So these are what? These are actually the stems. Now we will see the plant part, which is the leaves, which we eat as a food. Okay, so stem, the plant part of the stem is also used as a food. Even the leaves are also used to that as that of the food. So plant leaves as a food, what does that mean? That is the part of the plant which is the part of the plant which is the leaves, that is leaves, we can write it, or the leaf part of the plant. So we can write it, the leaves part of the plant which can be eaten as food. Okay, so the leaves part of the plant which can be eaten as a food, we will say that that portion, that plant is consisting of the edible part, that is the leaves. Okay, so we can also write the plants in which the edible part is leaves. So the leaves of the plants will be the edible part of the plant, or we can say that the leaves stores the food of the plant. Okay, so leaves stores the food of the plant. So leaves are the edible part of such a kind of a plant. So what are the different kind of a plant, student, in which we eat the leaves of that particular plant? So you see, cabbage is there, then lettuce is there, then leaves of mustard plant, leaves of mustard plant, spinach is there. So you see here, student, cabbage is there, lettuce is there, leaves of mustard plant is there, and that of the spinach is there. So all these things are what? These are the leaf part of the plant which we eat as a food, which we consume as a food. That is a leaves as a food. Okay. Now not only the leaves, student, but the other part, like that of the flower of the plant, is also used as a food. So we will write it the next one, and that is the plant flower as a food. Plant flower as a food. So here again, student, these are the flower part of the plant which can be eaten. We call it a flower, the parts of the flower, that is a food only. So the flower part of the plant which can be eaten is the food. Is the plant flower as food. Plant what does that mean, student? It means the edible part of the plant is flower. So here in this case, the plants in which the edible portion, the part which we eat it, is the flower. So the edible part is the flower only. What does that mean again? That it stores the food in the flower itself. Okay, so we can write it that in such kind of a plant, the flowers are responsible for storing the food. Okay. What are the different examples, students? So you see the flower of that of the banana. Okay. So examples of that of the plants which is to be eaten, in which the edible portion is that of the flower, student. So you see the banana flowers. Okay. So the flower of that of the banana plant, it is eaten at many part of our country. So in many part of the country. Then the next one is that of the flower of pumpkin. Okay, so we can write it. The flower pumpkin plant also. Basically, what happens in case of a pumpkin plant, the flowers of pumpkin plant is mixed with that of the rice. It is mixed with that of the paste of the rice and cooked, boiled and then cooked, and finally it is eaten as a food. Okay, so pumpkin plants are the flower of the pumpkin plant is also used as a food. Not only this, student, there are a different type of a flower which is eaten at a different region, different part of the country, like that of a sunflower or dandelion is also there, students. So we can write it: sunflower, dandelion, then jasmine, etc. So these are the different examples of the flower, student, which is to be eaten as a food by the different plants. Okay, so these are from the different plants, and one is the thing that is common here, that the edible portion, the edible part of these plant is the flower which we used to eat. Now we will move to the next one, that fruits as a food. Okay, so fruit as a food, it is very easy to understand, because whenever we talk about the plant, students, and somebody asks to you that what plant give to us, you will say the first thing that it gives fruits to us. Okay, so fruit is a very common thing that we obtain from the flower, that we obtain from that of the plant. So fruits as food. Here, students, the fruit part of the plant that can be eaten as food. It means the edible part is fruits, or food is stored in the fruits of the plant. Stored in the fruits of the plant. Okay. Lot of examples are there, student, in which we can understand that how the fruits are the food of the plant. So you can write the examples. A lot are there, like mango, banana, guava is there, pomegranate is there, okay, orange is there, sorry students, etc. So these all are the different kind of fruit student that we obtain from the plant as a food. So fruits is what? It is that of the edible part. It is that portion of the plant which store the food in it. Okay. So edible, it means it can be eaten. So we can say that the fruits are the part of the plant or the part which store the food in it. So these are the different examples of the fruit as a food. Okay.